400 years ago, people believed that everything they saw carried a deeper meaning. Paintings, sculptures, even literature, each held secret messages beneath the surface. During this time, art and literature became powerful tools to express thoughts that could not be spoken openly. One morning, the famous painter Peter Klesch picked up his brush and started working on a still life painting. The objects he placed on the table were simple: a skull, a candle, a few wilted flowers, and an hourglass. But this was more than just a painting, it was a message, a warning against the passage of time. In the 17th century, Dutch Vanitas paintings became popular, serving as a reminder of the fleeting nature of life. The skull symbolized death, the hourglass represented time running out, and the wilted flowers stood for lost youth. A nobleman looking at Klesch's painting would likely sigh, realizing how short life truly was. But symbolism wasn't limited to paintings, it was also deeply rooted in literature. John Milton, in his 1667 epic Paradise Lost, depicted the eternal struggle between good and evil. Though he had lost his eyesight, Milton used the contrast of light and darkness to symbolize divine wisdom and ignorance, reinforcing the idea that knowledge was a form of illumination. It wasn't just paintings and literature, architecture was also a language of its own. Think of the grand churches of the Baroque era. Towering domes symbolized the aspiration to reach God, while the intricate frescoes inside aimed to bring heaven to earth. Imagine you're in Rome, holding an old map, and you visit San Carlo alle Quattro Fontane. As you step inside, you notice a mysterious dove in the ceiling frescoes, a symbol of the Holy Spirit. If you look closer, you might also find four-leaf clovers or circular motifs representing infinity. Without realizing it, we still use 17th-century symbols in our daily lives. A broken clock in a social media post still conveys the message of lost time, a black rose symbolizes death, and an owl remains a universal emblem of wisdom. For centuries, symbols have been a way for people to express themselves. The powerful artistic language born in the 17th century still lives on today. And who knows? Maybe even in this very video, hidden meanings await to be discovered. The year is 1550. A revolution in art is sweeping through Europe. In Italy, masters like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael are reviving the ideals of ancient Greece and Rome. 16th-century art was built on harmony, balance, and reason. In Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, the Holy Trinity was represented through three windows, while symmetry and the golden ratio emphasized order. But just a century later, this sense of balance gave way to dramatic lighting effects and symbolism of mortality. Think of Caravaggio's paintings. His striking contrast between light and shadow made his figures appear as if they were emerging from the darkness. In The Calling of St. Matthew, a beam of light breaking through the shadows was more than just illumination, it was a sign of divine intervention, reinforcing the same message found in Vanitas' paintings. Life is short, and fate is inevitable. The 16th-century belief in science and human reason was replaced in the 17th century by concerns about fate, death, and the metaphysical unknown. William Shakespeare, 1564–1616, explored human nature and fate, showing the weaknesses of mankind through his tragic heroes. Hamlet's famous "to be or not to be" soliloquy summed up the biggest existential question of the 17th century: what is the meaning of existence? John Donne and the metaphysical poets wrote about time, death, and the soul, using complex imagery. In one of Donne's most famous lines, "Death, thou shalt die," he echoed the same message as Vanitas' paintings: nothing lasts forever. In the 16th century, Renaissance architecture emphasized symmetry and harmony. Every structure followed mathematical precision, as seen in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. By the 17th century, Baroque architecture had taken over. Buildings became grander, more elaborate, and dramatic. Oval domes, intense light effects, and massive ceiling frescoes were designed to make humans feel small and insignificant compared to divine power. So, what really changed between the 16th and 17th centuries? Let's break it down. Back in the 16th century, during the Renaissance, everything was about balance, harmony, and reason. Artists focused on human potential, intelligence, and the beauty of the world. Paintings were symmetrical, proportions were perfect, and the golden ratio was everywhere. You can see this in Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper or Michelangelo's sculptures. Every figure looks idealized, almost divine. It was a celebration of what humans could achieve. But fast forward to the 17th century, and things take a dramatic turn. The Baroque period shifts the focus from rational beauty to raw emotion, movement, and contrast. Instead of calm, balanced compositions, paintings now have deep shadows, intense light effects, and exaggerated drama like Caravaggio's works, where figures seem to emerge from darkness. Instead of celebrating human potential, art now reminds us of fate, death, and the impermanence of life. So, in short, the Renaissance was about celebrating life, while the Baroque era was about confronting its fleeting nature. One looked to the light of reason, the other embraced the shadows of fate. And even today, we still carry pieces of both these worlds in our culture, art, and storytelling. Which era do you connect with more, the perfect balance of the Renaissance or the intense drama of the Baroque? Let me know in the comments. Even today, these symbols remain an essential part of art, literature, and cinema. So, which era do you find more fascinating? The rational world of the 16th century or the dramatic symbolism of the 17th century? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to uncover more hidden meanings in history.